Welcome to your boy's YouTube channel, Wavy Ty. Now, I've been wanting to start this YouTube channel for so long, but today is the day that I get it started. So as you can see by my uniform, I'm in the U.S. Navy, and I'm going to talk about the Navy. I'm going to talk about Fort McCoy. Now, this might be a long video, but you want to stay the whole video because it's going to explain. If you got any questions out there about how Fort McCoy is, the night, and how it is day to day, then you gonna know. So I'm from Indiana. I went to Great Lakes for boot camp, graduated boot camp. Then I went to across the street, which is QM school, my rate, and then I graduated. Now I'm in San Diego. So I went on the plane, went to MEPS. No, so first I drove to MEPS. My recruiter drove me to MEPS. Then I went to MEPS, checked in and everything. Then I got on a bus ride to Indianapolis's airport. Then I went to the airport, waited there in the USO. It was pretty nice. I met people who were going in boot camp in different, like the Army, National Guard, mostly National Guard people there. But I had people with me that were in the Navy too, going to boot camp with me. So I never been on an airport in a plane, so I didn't know where to go or what to do. It's just that there was like 5 or 10 of us, like 7 of us that were going to boot camp too. So I had help, and we all figured it out together. So what we did is we flew from Indianapolis to Chicago. Then we went in this area where everybody going to boot camp. It was like this big area where you just sat down. This is where you kind of get started with the boot camp. Not a lot, but just a little bit. Like, we were there, we sat on the floor. They gave us bag nasties, which we were introduced to there. You couldn't talk. You couldn't get your phone out. You couldn't talk. They got your shoe size and they got some information from you, and you sat back down. And if you talked, man, you were getting chewed out by those petty officers, the chiefs. You were just getting chewed out. So what we did eventually, sat there for like almost like 2 hours. It felt like forever, just sitting there in quiet and silence. And if you say one little peep, you getting screamed at. So we sat there, we got in line, they put us in groups, and then after that we got on a bus and we went to Great Lakes. We got boots, we got our shoes, we got our PT gear, we got skivvies. No one likes skivvies. We got socks, we got all the basic stuff. And then after that, remember, at this time it's real late, so you already tired. You got your sea bag and everything, and then you take the bus and you go to Fort McCoy. So that's a long drive, and the whole time, I don't know about other buses, but they did not let us fall asleep. I was so tired. Next thing you know, we go to Fort McCoy. I'm pretty sure, even though I couldn't go to sleep, I fell asleep. Like, it was just at a point where my body was just like, nah, bruh, you can't take this. You ain't staying up no more, bruh. You can't take this no more. Like, so I fell asleep. We get there, and all of a sudden, we running off the bus. It's dark, pitch black. You can't see nothing, and we just hear a bunch of screaming and yelling, and the RDCs at Fort McCoy are giving us our bag, calling our name, and then all of a sudden, carrying this big sea bag on your back you're not used to, so it hurts like crazy. You tired. You like want to go home. You like, man, this is like the first moment where you in your mind gonna think, should I join the Navy? Like, okay, you walk in, and then all of a sudden you get to your rack. So how the setup is at Fort McCoy is you have 4 beds like close to each other, and you have 4 sections of 4 beds. So you choose a bed, and it's gonna be like section A, which is 4 beds, 4 people, section B, section C, section D. And what you're gonna do is, what you don't know, what we found out later is 14 days of quarantine. 14 days of quarantine. 9 days within quarantine, everyone will get tested for COVID. if you or anyone from your group, from your 4 group, test positive for COVID, all of you guys have to re-quarantine. That's the killer. I hate that they do it on the 9th day. Why not just on the first morning we there test everyone? I just don't get it. But they got some reasoning behind it. But you there for 9 days, bored, just doing the same thing over and over, and you might have to start all over, which is insane and crazy. So I would say what we did on a morning basis is we woke up, we took a shower, and then we ate. We came back from eating and we studied this book. You're going to get this book. You want to study this at Fort McCoy. I'm telling you, it helped so much because you have two tests in boot camp over this stuff. And I'm telling you, there are people, and you have RDCs ask you questions about this in boot camp. They ask you questions and you got to know it. We were so bored that we just studied this book at Fort McCoy back to front. So when we got to boot camp, I'm telling you, it will make your life a lot easier in boot camp if you study this. Study everything. Know chain of command, rank and recognition, general orders. I'm telling you, you want to know all that stuff. You want to learn all this stuff in Fort McCoy. Like, it's going to save you a lot of time. So most of the time we'd be studying this, showers, eating, and just pretty much just sitting there. Like, we were so bored for those 14 days. Like, I remember we were playing rock, paper, scissors tournament. We would make we would literally like pick people's and put people versus each other and make a tournament of rock, paper, scissors. That shows you how bored we were. And it's a bunch of men. It's a bunch of men in one room. Like, there's gonna be arguments because everybody want to be alpha. You just know how it is when you put a bunch of men together in one room for 14 days. There's gonna be arguments. But honestly, it wasn't that bad. I think it wasn't that bad for me because I had a lot of funny people that was like staying with me in the like the barracks room or whatever you want to call it. It was just a lot of funny times. But we studied so much that at a point we would quiz each other, and if you couldn't do the quiz, or you got the answer wrong or something, you were out or something like that, and the last team wins. So we'd make games or something to keep us busy. The food wasn't bad at all. It really was not bad. It's not like you're gonna be eating bad, but the thing is you don't get snacks. So if you used to snacking and doing all those snacking throughout the day, you might want to start getting used to while you at home waiting to ship off. Start getting used to not eating snacks throughout the day, because you're definitely not going to do that at Fort McCoy. They do feed you well, but it's not okay, snack time like it's preschool or something. Nah, there ain't none of that. You eat, and then after your 3 meals, you done. You have watch there, which is real little. You literally sit in the middle, and you have a 2-hour watch. You have a 2-hour watch while everyone sleeps, and then it goes bed by bed, everyone each night. And if it goes obviously until the next morning, the next night someone's gonna have a 2-hour watch. And during that watch, all I did was literally have the flashlight on, because there's a flashlight we have on our watch. We sit in the middle while everyone's sleeping, and I literally would just study this book. That's all I would do, is just study this book. So when I got to boot camp and we took the first test, I really didn't even have to study for the first test in boot camp, because I really knew everything. And I remember scoring high on the first test. It was pretty simple. When you first look at this book, you might be intimidated. I was wow, I gotta know all this for a boot camp test, for 2 tests. How am I gonna learn all this? But once you start studying, and you will study, because it will be basically the only fun thing to do at Fort McCoy. It will be one of the only fun things to do. You will study but I'm telling you, I'm begging you, please study, because it will make your boot camp experience so much better. So, uh, so we just every day showered, eat, study, and then it got to a point where our RDC, like Fort McCoy, the person who was in charge of us at Fort McCoy, he wasn't our RDC, but he was a RDC. Um, he literally would just like let us sleep the whole day because he would ask us questions, and after a while, he realized that like pretty much everyone knew everything. Like it was probably like the ninth, 10th day within it, he literally would just let us sleep all day, and that's literally all we would do. We would just sleep all day, talk, sleep, eat, shower, talk, sleep, eat, shower. Like, it sounds awful, but it's really not that bad. It's really not that bad if you, like, no, I'm not gonna lie. It would have been bad if I didn't have such a good group. I feel like I had a good group. I feel like we were all cool. Got in little arguments, you know how that is, but we are all pretty much cool with each other, talked, have fun, play stupid games. I mean, you make up any game when you just sit in a bed, or you gotta stay in an area for 14 days. I mean, you'll make up anything, but yeah, it was pretty cool. So went to Fort McCoy, man. We was so ready to go to boot camp. I've never been so ready to go to boot camp in my life. That 12th day, I would say 11th, 12th day is literally all of us were in there talking about we're so ready to go to boot camp. Like, we just wanted to get out of there and do something during the day, whether it was getting screamed at or whether it was running. And you're not allowed to work out. Now, there were people that did work out. You know, I might be one of them, but you weren't allowed to work out, and you definitely can't run. It's not like you guys go out for a jog or a run or something, and one day out of those 14 days, you literally like go on a trail. You like go on a trail, a walk. I mean, it was nice, but like you would want to do more than that. And when you just like sitting in an area for so long. And when you go to Chow, it's funny. When you go to Chow, it's gonna be a lot of you're not supposed to talk in the galley. But you know there are gonna be people talking in the galley, and that's the most entertaining part of the day, is when people talk in the galley and they just get screamed at in front of everybody, and it's just so funny. Like, it's just so funny. It's oh my goodness, those was the funniest times when people would be told not to talk, and then they would go to the galley and just not care and just start talking. They would get caught, and oh man, it was so funny. We'd go back to our bed and just laugh and talking about it. It was so funny. So as you can see, it really was not that bad. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there were some days where I was thinking in my mind, like, man, why did I join the Navy? But it's not the Navy. It's literally just quarantine that everyone has to do and everyone must do. So it's not bad. So yeah, it's really not that bad. So we left, and just looking back at it, it was actually pretty fun. And I hope you guys have as fun an experience and as good an experience as I did. Like I said, there's gonna be days where it's hard. I'm not gonna lie and try to code it up or sugar it up for you or something like that. Like, there's gonna be days. Sugarcoat is what I mean. Sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat it for you. There's gonna be days where it's hard and you really miss your family, and those people like me who have this the first time they away from their family. It's gonna be hard, but you just gotta stay strong and stay strong. You just gotta stay strong and get through it, fight through it, and you'll look back and you'll say, man, why was I so stressed about that when it's literally only 2 weeks and it really wasn't that bad.